It's been a long time coming.
One a day till 100K. Look, I've been with plenty women, still don't know how women think. Been through the good and bad, really through the thick and thin. Sometimes I'm questioning the world that they be living in. Their standards be a fantasy to fan their public image. If it's Twitter, 6 figures isn't rich now, huh? But IRL, they gave it up for a chipped out blunt. I'd rather stay in the house and leave the bitch out front. I won't fit into your criteria list, now what? See, she say she like to sniff and hit a dab. I think Shotty wildin'. She go from power to the gas like she in a hybrid. Say she doesn't do this often, guess she got some mileage. She say she into Libras, I said I'm into silence. Come with baggage, I ain't carrying your luggage, bitch. She get to lying and she come up with the dumbest shit. Starts talking about my truth, I'm making fun of it. The greatest thing about truth is, it's only one of it, Co.
What is good? Canmygbr, we are here. The big event of the year, Plug 5. Man, I've held off from making a video of this because I've just been sat and deliberating who I think will win. Because as soon as I say it, I gotta die on that hill. That's just how the internet goes. That's just how life goes. I gotta die on that hill as soon as I say it. So let's really break this card down. Long time coming. Start off, shout out Caveman and DOEJOE. Come on, let's get the golf claps going. Let's get them golf claps going because, god damn, well done, boys. Getting up there, biggest stage of the year, really introducing the car to everyone, new venue. This a lot depends on the first battle and how the crowd takes the energy on moving forward. I'm expecting all cylinders go, straight attacks. I'm expecting a lot, especially because they've earned that spot. A lot of times as battle rappers, they get booked for the spot, for the big cards, the big events, but these guys fucking earned it through battling, through facing other people. It's a reward for their hard work. So, who's going to win? This is difficult because I think there was a brief moment where Caveman was starting to slide into this rapping to rap pocket. Although some might say you have to rap, but like in battle rap, you're just rapping to rap rather than battling. And now he's just veered totally off it and is a very clear and succinct battle rapper with punchlines and is working the crowd. And DOEJOE's kind of picked Caveman at probably his best right now. So if I'm going with anyone, I'm going to have to edge London. I'm going to have to edge DOEJOE 2-1 because there's been such a level increase from DOEJOE since the start. All the way up, even up to having Moke in the headline and possibly 30 and Moke on a headliner. I can't go against DOEJOE, but this battle should be great. It needs to be great. It's the tone setter. I'm very excited to see it. Let's go, boys. This is, I think, of all the battles on the card, I'm actually rooting for this. I'm rooting for it. MK versus LL COOGI. Now I'm quite excited to actually see LL COOGI. I'm going to try and shake his hand and shit because when I first started this channel, man, this was the guy who, first of all, let's do an interview. At the time I couldn't do interviews, it just wasn't in my bag yet. I was learning all about it and I've taken my sweet time before I delve more into the channel. But he was the first person that reached out to say, oh yeah, we should do that. I'm totally fine and giving someone like me an opportunity, let's say. So the fact that he's coming over against MK, new talent MK, I'm still not 100% sure on MK yet. I'm not meaning to say like in his talent or anything like that, but I've not seen all of his battles. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing the not the first time perspective, but the in live experience of MK, and does it translate in a bigger crowd? I think these guys are on a level playing field almost. Like, this is MK getting the boost up. And COOGI's been on a lot of stages, but he didn't have the best performance versus Tech. So they're kind of coming into this as peers rather than the international facing the new guy. They're very much on the same level. So I'm going to go with MK for the hometown hero kind of thing, and because he's on the rise rather than COOGI trying to break a narrative that was made after the first battle. But I think 2-1, just be a close battle, but I'm looking forward to seeing them both live. Lazy versus Black T. Now, I'm glad that Black T took a break. I'm really glad. Black T looks like he's just been in the dojo. Just pause. God, we can't even say that anymore. We can't even say someone's been in the dojo. I use that phrase so often. It looks like Black T has been just in the background, putting work in, and just getting prepared for Plug. I'm sure he's probably been aware that he was on Plug for a little while, so he's been off Twitter. I know he's on Instagram and other sites like that, but he's been off where he was getting a lot of criticism for like the COJAY diss and all this material that Lazy will pick apart and whatnot. I expect a lot from Black T because I know Black T's talent. I expect Black T, like Tech, has all the potential to be the best in the UK. Just needs that applied in the right spots and take the opportunities that are given to him. And this is the biggest opportunity given to him. But he's up against Lazy now. Lazy is like the nicest guy, but in battles, he's a cunt. And that's what we need in battle rap. I always say, he just comes across loveliest guy in the world, but he comes across in his battling like, I hate you, you have to die. Like, it's his approach all the time. If I'm going to go with anyone, because I'm going to have to go with Lazy. Lazy's just, as a style, it's so venomous, it's so straight to it, it's so attacking. He's been on damn near every Plug. This one's got to go for Lazy. I would say 2-1 as well. Black T can break a narrative. He did beat Trubs in the league, and would really set himself apart from a lot of people. But this is him kind of coming back after the Yunnan loss. I'm just looking forward to see how it goes. Frankie Frazier versus Ellipsis. This is just a battle of the pen, man. This is just after Frankie's great performance versus Sean Cray. And Ellipsis being so consistent and always having these multi-syllabic, all makes sense, kind of Bender-esque pockets. So like Frankie and Ellipsis styles, they're almost similar, like in a way that it's very multi-heavy, and it will say that it all makes sense, but it all connects. And it's not just punch to punch to punch to punch. It's punch that it's kind of. I remember seeing this thing on writing like movies and writing stuff. It might even be for some like Dungeons and Dragons shit. And it was like, so how to write a story.
But we can take these beats, which are basically the beats of your outline, and if the words "and then" belong between those beats, you're basically. You got something pretty boring. What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word therefore or but, right? So what I'm saying is that you come up with an idea and it's like, okay, this happens, right? And then this happens. No, it should be this happens and therefore this happens. But this happens, therefore this happens. And that, as soon as we are able to, and literally sometimes we'll write it out to make sure we're doing it. We'll have our beats and we'll say, okay, this happened, but then this happens, and that affects this, and that does to that, and that's why you get a show that feels like, okay, this to that, to this to that, but this, here's the complication, to that.
Instead of being like, and this, and that, like in a punchline sort of style, it flows in a much better, I'll put the video up, it flows in a much better way of writing, and each round is just well-rounded. Go look at me with all these puns today. But Ellipsis can get over in the UK because there will be remnants of like the soul style from him. But Frankie Frazier's on fire, man. I gotta go Frankie 2-1. I gotta go Frankie 2-1 for now. This one will be one of those that you rewind back like 3-4 times at least, and I know Ellipsis will do Frankie's ghost punch style, say a bar, and then the immediate syllabic after is the continued punch, the stop, pause, right through it's better in time, cellar wine, veteran dead, lest they forget, like that sort of style. It's gonna work on this crowd, man. This card is a really good fucking card. Maverick versus CJA. Ugh. Where do I start with this? So we've had Maverick, who's right now on a UK Battle of the Year run, who's been just on fire the whole year. From Viz, Oppa, Whispers, which fucking released the battle, Whispers, and now having CGA, and I don't know if there's another battle, if it's a 4 battle or 5 or whatever. This has been a great run for him. Like, in this, he's on such a fucking tear right now. And then we have CJA, very explosive, very much a all attack battle.
In New York, I said let's slide backwards. Right. AR in the drop top of the drop back. Passed him on the block. I had to retime my shit. Now he's close to my 6 o'clock. So I turned around and shot him with a 5.56.
Performance, all bars. There's not exactly safety writing, we'll call it, defensive writing, to fight his own angles. He's just you fucking at all times, and I love it. With this battle for me personally, maybe I'll talk about it more in the recap. There's a lot of history with this battle, so it's amazing to me that they just booked this battle out of thin air and without connecting dots. But if I'm going for who's going to win the battle, I'm going to have to go with Maverick. I know, oh, shock horror. But for what a run that he's on just now, and beating Oppa as clearly as he did, debatable with Whispers, and beating Viz, the Irish champ at the time, like, I have to go with Maverick. I'm just weird. This is another one that's, see, this battle will depend on where it is. This battle needs to happen earlier in the night to get, if like DOEJOE and whatnot, then put the MK COOGI, and then put this battle to get the energy right up so we're prepared for the next battles. This one will be intense and high impact. SLIMBUCK versus YUNUS. First of all, shout out Gast, having this team YUNUS, team SLIMBUCK, fire. I need to see that more often. Like, it just kind of gives a bit more life to a battle like that. But these two are similar in style. They are similar in style, the way that they rap and whatnot. I think SLIMBUCK is a lot more direct in talking to you, but there's a similar pace between him and YUNUS. When YUNUS is a lot more punches, a lot more wordplay, where SLIMBUCK is trying to, the knife that just goes in you and cuts you apart, I would say, though, if there's anyone that's going to win this, I'm going to go with my boy SLIMBUCK. SLIMBUCK has been a representative of the UK from Africa, and it is, if there's anything in wrestling terms, SLIMBUCK is the face of UK battle rap. I've said it. He's the face. He can do no wrong. He is, right now, we hold him at a very high standard. From the iKid battle to the Black T battle, RX Southside, SLIMBUCK is being held at such a high, pristine level in our eyes that he will never do no wrong. So whatever he's trying to do is going to work. And YUNUS is going to have to come in here on some like heel type energy and try and attack this image of SLIMBUCK to really beat him. And I don't know if YUNUS has that ability just to really poke the hole in the UK's new face. I think this is co-main event, but Bobby versus Visual. This is one that I've thought about for quite a while that should have been happened. Obviously, the Irish title has been disbanded and is now the Intercontinental title. However, there will be thoughts of how this Intercontinental title will work, because if it is an international belt that other people can have once a year battle or whatever, you know, you guarantee someone a possible international once a year if they win it. Does that then mean it means worth than the Premier Battles title? I don't know. I'll be very interested to see how the belt plays out. But let's talk about the battle. Bobby is obviously Bobby. It's high energy, just kind of a lot of rapping and shockingly a lot of multisyllabic work. That when you hear Bobby, you think he's talking because of how he delivers it. But the way the beats all connect up, and it's all very intricate and it's simple, smart, or like, you know, stupidly clever. You know, that's how Bobby comes across. You think it's just him making a joke, but the rapping is so far back here that you only understand this first pocket, but everything else connecting to it is so well succinct, it's hidden underneath. And Viz, who I think 2 months ago you would have said was the front runner for Battler of the Year for the UK. I think we would have all had that consensus walking away from like the week before Apex, right? Now it's more up in the air. I think Viz would be, if Viz doesn't take this as like his most difficult battle, not just for Bobby, but for the narrative to develop into Battler of the Year territory. You know, like if he doesn't put everything, if he walks away thinking, I could have spat that bar, I could have done this, I could have done that, he will lose. Bobby has nothing to gain except from a title. Visual has so much to gain from this. This is so close. And you know what? I wouldn't normally bet against Bobby, but I think because skill-wise they're both of a level and very different styles. I do prefer Viz's punchline style. That's just, I know me, I know I'm going to get drunk and that's what I'm going to hear before I hear how layered Bobby is. But I also know that Viz has a lot more pressure riding on this battle than Bobby, and I think that's going to work to his advantage. So I'm edging Visual 2-1. I'm edging because there's a lot more for him to gain out of this battle than Bobby is. You know, as I've said before, whatever the belt connotations have, this could help Visual so much in the future of him in battle rap, where Bobby is already established. Bobby is Bobby. On that note, let's talk about the main event. The 2-on-2. Now, I hope then this opens a window for Rum Nitty to be in the UK more. Because I think there's one thing that then changes the whole dynamic on this battle. And it's been really interesting to hear that it was originally Geechee and Jazz. And then it became Rum Nitty and Jazz, because Rum Nitty is the one thing that really tells you how this battle's going to go. Jazz has star power. Gemini and COJAY as a team have star power. You know, but Rum, he is the deciding factor in this battle. If Jazz lays up Rum Nitty and Rum Nitty dunks and does all the performative things that he does in the US here, it'll be really hard for COJAY and Gemini to even try and face that, because this is a debut. And I know I'm only talking about Rum Nitty here. There is 4 battlers involved, and they're all very talented. They're, you know, high caliber, but there's just the one X factor in this situation. If Rum Nitty does a bit more setting up for Jazz to dunk, I just don't know if that lands the same as the other way round, or if they do like a Rum Nitty full round, a Jazz full round, and then one in the middle. Maybe the Jazz round would possibly be more debatable, because we're all waiting for what Rum Nitty's going to do. Just the fact that as a UK fan we're getting to see Rum live, and even on a 2-on-2 with Jazz, is incredible. And against Gemini and COJAY, which I love their dynamic. I love that I hate you, I hate you. And I think we know they're going to do something like that in the battle. Where they're maybe even like trying to rap at Rum Nitty and they push each other to the side. No, my turn, my turn, my turn. Like something like that. And that would be really fire. Rum Nitty will be the deciding factor. If he's coming, if he goes crazy like I think he will, it'll get dark for anyone in the world. Just the world of battle rap. Not just the UK, not just the top two that we have here. Anyone. It's going to get really difficult for anyone in battle rap if they don't try, you know, if Rum Nitty ends up on a world tour, oh, we're done. The whole of battle rap's done, because Rum's just going to come in there, write the bars on the plane, and have the best material in the fucking world. Yeah, if I'm making my own actual prediction now, I'm going to go with Rum and Jazz 2-1. I'm not calling them the Kardashians because that's an awful name. Jazz obsession with Kardashians is weird. Bardashians, Kardashians, and there was one, I feel like there was another one that was like something Dashians. It's weird, but Rum is the deciding factor. I feel like I've hammered that enough. Whatever Rum Nitty does is how the battle will go. There's your predictions there, folks. Canmygbr. We are here.
Anytime you need me, girl, you know I'm by your side. And I know that you know that I can make it right. I feel just how you feel tonight. Let me do what I can do to make her feel it right.